She doesn't even go here.
I'm bi, actually.
Excuse me. Could the ugly, untalented gays please report to the principal's office?
Hi, I'm Kurt Homo, and I'll be auditioning for the role of kicker.
Hello! Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Luke.
And I'm your other host, Alicia.
And thank you for tuning in to Not So Straight Nerds. Today we have a dual conversation.
Yes.
And that is going to be over Season 1 of Alien Earth.
Yay.
And then a conversation on the newest rock movie, The Smashing Machine.
Woo woo!
So I think
Yay.
two very different conversations.
Very different conversations.
So,
but we'll link below when we start talking about each one.
For sure. If you're not interested in one or the other, feel free to just jump straight to the other.
Yeah.
So before we start getting into our first conversation...
Vibe check.
Vibe check. Having vibes.
I'm excited. I've had a good day. I have Sonic now.
We love.
Yeah. I'm really, what else is there?
Indeed.
Yeah.
My good vibes come from the fact that we have 3 movies to watch this weekend. I was surprised by that third one. We have Good Boy coming to our theater.
Really? That's surprising.
1 showing per day, but it's there.
Well, that's okay.
So, I'm very excited. It's that, Roofman, and
Tron Ares.
Ares.
Well, okay, listen. Critic scores may not be good, but it was the same, actually a little worse, for Tron Legacy. And me and you both loved Tron Legacy, so I really am not that affected by it. Now, I will say, I've always been a little bit like, ooh, Jared Leto's in it. Jared Leto is probably going to be in it a good amount. I have heard from Grace Randolph that apparently, even though he's definitely still is the main character, there's a lot of Jodie Comer-Smith and Turner Smith, I think, and Greta Lee. So thank God. I really hope she's right, and I hope that balances it out. Or maybe he's not as insufferable. I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, I've never liked him as an actor, but he's also just such an insufferable person that it makes everything he does, like, worse.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. But he's an Oscar winner, so he keeps getting work. He's a white man Oscar winner. So, anyways. Oh, well. And Mr. Beast is in it. Yay.
I'm very interested to see how audience reacts to this.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think he might be... did I get Tron Ares or did you? I'm actually... can't remember.
I think you did. Yeah. For the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't pick it. I didn't want to. Also, I feel like I keep seeing things on Twitter that... Because I have not read through the reviews because I just don't want to know quite that much until I see the movie, at least.
Mm.
But what I've heard, I keep seeing people meme about, like, the good reviews are, like, story wasn't all that great, but the visuals and the score were awesome. Positive review. And then the bad reviews are, like, good visuals and score, but, like, horrible story. Like, they're saying the same thing. It's just, like, it worked enough for some people and didn't work for other people. So we'll see. I'm excited to see good visuals and a good score. I love both of those things. And honestly... song. Yeah. So, I don't know. I will say, visuals do a lot for me. Visuals did a lot when the Star Wars sequels came out. Like, you can talk about the story all you want, but you can't say a thing about the visuals. Thank you very much. So, it did a lot for me when those first came out. So, anyways.
Okay.
We'll see.
Alrighty.
Back to the movie stuff we're actually talking about. Sorry, guys.
So, our first conversation is going to be on Alien Earth Season 1. This is going to be spoiler talk, so we are going to be talking a lot about this entire season, and then as well as a lot of the stuff from the other actual Alien movies. So if you want to see any of those first, please go watch those, especially some of those early Alien movies. Amazing. Peak cinema. Why haven't you seen them?
Yeah.
So we are going to start this out by ranking Alien projects.
Okay. I would like to preface.
You're doing great.
Yes. Okay. I'm like still debating if I said that right. Anyways, I don't remember most of these movies. I'm going to be so honest with you. I remember the first Alien movie, of course. I remember Alien Romulus because that's the most recent movie that came out. Obviously, Alien Earth. That's also going to be we're ranking the 7 movies and the show.
Yes.
So, obviously, we just watched that, so I remember that. And then I kind of remember Resurrection, and I remember one other one that I thought was really bad, and that's it. I don't really remember the other 2 or 3 that I'm leaving out. So sorry if I'm ranking them low or high or whatever. My bad. I need to rewatch them, and I just don't want to. So, anyways, there you go.
Okay. Well, my number 7. 8. Hold up. You go. I miscounted.
Okay. My number 8 is the same. It's okay. I saw it. Is Alien 3. I feel like it's pretty widely known that this is the worst one. Or at least a horrible one.
I mean, it's the only one whose director disowned it after they made it.
I mean, it's pretty bad, and that's the one I was referring to, where I don't remember the details of this movie, but I remember coming out of this hating it.
It's because it's
so,
really bad.
Yeah, so
David
I
Fincher
do.
directed this. This is one of his earliest movies.
So sorry.
Because I remember when I first started binging through these movies
Mhm.
and being so surprised that the first 3 were directed by like big name directors.
Yeah.
And, like 3 different very bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I agree.
Wild.
But anyways, so yeah, put it last.
Crazy.
No weapons, purposely no weapons, so that they had to be creative with how to kill this alien dog.
Anyways,
A very bold choice.
yeah.
Next up, hold on.
Oh yeah, well, because I spoiled yours.
Yes, you
Yours
did.
is also Alien 3.
My number 7, I have Alien Earth season 1.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. I hold the other ones a bit higher, but and I will say there's a bit of a gap here in the fact that I don't think almost any part of Alien 3 is watchable.
Yeah.
I think there are parts of Alien Earth, and obviously we'll get into the specifics here, that are at least very interesting ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of interesting ideas. There's just too many interesting ideas, and it doesn't let a single one of them breathe.
Yeah. It is a shame because also they're wasting some talented actors. So, and a lot of them end up dying in the show. So lots of people die. It's an alien
Everyone
show.
does.
So there you go. One of our favorite actors. I'm not even gonna say who the character was. Well, I guess since we're in spoiler territory, I
Yeah,
can.
go for it.
The guy that played in Shadow and Bone.
Jasper, right?
Yes, Jesper.
Jasper.
I forgot his name in the show. Something. It starts with this sound. So, anyways.
Your number 7?
My number 7 is Covenant. These next 3, this one and the next 2, are ones I don't remember a lick about. I'm so sorry. So I literally couldn't care less where these go in my ranking, and I don't know. So, preference that. Don't get mad at me. I'm not saying anything good or bad about these movies because I don't remember them.
The only bad thing you're saying is that you don't remember them.
Yes, well, but that's not an insult to the movie, guys. That's just my memory. So, yeah.
My number 6, I have Alien Resurrection. And I will say,
Oh.
even here, there's a decent jump between these two.
Okay.
Alien Resurrection is very different. It's trying to be 2000s. It's the first movie that tries to be updated for its time, and it's a little rough.
Interesting.
We have an interesting cast, and I think a very Winona Ryder's a fun addition. Alien Ripley hybrid thing, very bizarre swing. And, they centered the entire movie around that bolt swing, and you gotta give them credit for that.
Okay. Her.
Crazy.
My number 6 is Prometheus. Again, not much to say. Don't remember. So sorry. Now I need to stop capping my marker. Anyways, what's your
Okay.
next one?
My number
Long
5,
one.
I have Alien Covenant.
Oh,
I
my
heard. I don't
goodness.
know. I think there's a conversation about whether people like
This one or Prometheus, like, better or more. Because Prometheus wasn't advertised as an alien movie or anything in that field, so
Yeah.
I think it threw some people off when it turned out to be an alien origin story. And then this is just the spinoff of that.
But I feel like for an alien movie, it's very. I don't know.
Maybe bland.
Sure.
So it hits all the marks. And then you have...
Just doesn't do anything interesting with
Yeah,
them.
I feel like David the android.
Like, a lot of people really like him.
Mhm.
And I like him, but I don't love him the way I think a lot of people in this franchise do. And he's a
Okay.
huge part of this one. And I
Yeah.
actually don't like him in Covenant. I really like him in Prometheus.
Okay.
But I can't attach to him at all here.
Interesting. It's
So
like a backwards, because Covenant is after Prometheus in the
Yes,
timeline.
it's a sequel
so.
to it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways. Mine, number 5, is Aliens, the last of the ones I don't remember, so there you go. Not much left to say about that. I really do need to rewatch these, because...
At least the one directed by Steven Spielberg.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, apparently. I probably would remember them. Like, that's how my brain works, is it does get jogged. Like, oh, yeah.
I actually wonder if
Sometimes-
you watched Aliens, because I remember whenever you were, like, you told me that you were watching it, and you were like,
Yeah.
wow, the second Aliens movie is weird. It's like, which one are you watching? Resurrections? It's like, oh, that's 3 movies after the first one.
Oh.
And I don't know if you ever went back to actually watch Aliens.
I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Maybe that's why I don't remember them. Anyways. But, like, sometimes I'll be watching the Young Justice episodes, and I feel like Season 4 I've been doing really good at paying attention, because I do think there are parts of it that are good. Season 3 was pretty bad, so I had times where I was on my phone for, like, whole episodes, and then Max is weird, or at least on my TV, I don't know what it is, but it won't, like, update that I watched the episode. So on my continued watching, it might, like, I might watch 3 episodes, like 9, 10, and 11, and then I'll go back, like, the next day, and I'll say continue watching episode 9 or something like that. And I'll catch myself, like, remembering one singular line from it, and I'm like, wait, I already watched this episode. Yeah, but
That's
I'm
crazy.
not really doing that with season 4, to be fair, because I actually think the season's good. So, anyways.
My number 4.
I have Prometheus. It
Huh?
asks some very interesting questions. The whole idea of, you know, where did we come from? What happens when we meet our creator? They do some really interesting stuff with the android and kind of the reflection of that with him being around his creators.
Yeah.
They have, oh, I'm forgetting her name. She was in the studio and she kicked them out of her party for making Martin Scorsese cry.
Oh, Charlize Theron?
Charlize Theron, yes. She's in it. She's great. I think.
I remember names.
And then I actually love
Anyways.
the scene of the first face hugger. I think that scene is so funny. Actually, in a rather serious movie.
Sure.
It also invented the phrase the Prometheus run. You're familiar? The Prometheus run is basically a movie
I was
trope.
just acknowledging that I heard
It's a movie
you.
trope where something really big, like a building or something, is falling towards a character. And instead of running away from it, they run up,
Yeah.
like still in the trajectory of where it's running. This
Yeah.
is where that came from. And I
hate
think that's
that.
a hilarious term.
Yeah.
And they also have some very interesting visuals. I think, I don't know, it's very bold. The alien creatures are very cool, and it shows like the origin of like the nest and like the place that they find the original alien egg.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to like see the lore to that, and especially I can't imagine going into that not realizing that's what you're getting, because that must have been so bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah, I do feel like I don't remember the android David, so perhaps that means I didn't watch it. I need to go back.
What's his name?
He's Michael Fassbender plays him.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Yeah, and I
probably
think he's
didn't
great in
watch
this
that.
first one.
Because they talk a lot about, you know, like gods and meeting your maker, and I think he has fascinating stuff to do here.
My number 4, I actually put Alien Earth, because like I said, I don't remember the 3, so I didn't know where to put it. Anyways, I feel like it's a testimony to how bad Alien 3 is that I put it below 3 movies that I don't even remember anything about. So that's how bad it is.
It is-
and
it
then,
is
you
quite
know,
low
now
bar.
we're these top 4 I actually remember. So there you go. Or at least parts of it. Anyways, go on.
My number 3, I have Alien Romulus. I think it's very crazy. I've like recently heard some people like, I don't know if turning on it is the right word, but acting as though people didn't like this to begin
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
I also remember there being a conversation at the time as whether this movie was successful or not. Looking at its budget, definitely was, especially compared to movies at the time. But I think it was so fun. I think with a modern cast and still finding some interesting new stuff to do with this, having a interesting like brother dynamic with a synthetic, and that performance,
Awesome.
amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
Great standout performance. I think that's the first I've seen of that actor. I forget his
Yeah,
name.
David
off the top of my-
Johnson.
David Johnson. Loved getting him on my map, and then we saw him in The Long Walk. As far as I'm concerned, a great 1-2 punch.
Yeah. Anyways, I agree. I feel like it put him on the map, and I think it deserves more credit for that. I also think, I forgot her name, like Carly or something Spaney or something.
Kaylee Spaney.
Kaylee Spaney, yes. Which she's great
She also
in
did a
so
great
many
job.
things. Yeah. And I do feel like that maybe elevated her a little bit more as far as like people recognizing her face. So good for her. That, and I think Civil War did a lot. And then she was on White Lotus, so then it just kind of kept going.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
good for her.
We love momentum.
Anyways, my number 3 is Resurrection. I put it here because I feel like I actually, out of like the movies, I actually remember parts of this one. I feel like I remember liking the clone stuff, but then you said I thought it was weird, so I don't know.
Well, you said it was weird because it's following right after the first one. You're like,
Oh.
what? What do you mean
yeah.
she's a clone? Where's the original?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's probably why. So there you go. But I feel like that sounds cool, and in my mind, I feel like the vibes were good.
I think
Maybe
they have
once I
great
figured
ideas.
it
I
out.
think the performance just because you have this clone of Ripley like dunking on some guy with a basketball. Like there's a whole scene where it's like a schoolyard thing, and it's like, what do you think the Alien franchise needs to become? So bizarre.
I don't know.
My number 2, I have the original Alien, which I guess I can go ahead and put my top one. My number 1 is Steven Spielberg's Aliens. I think, I don't know how widely debated this is, but I've heard like the people who like switch these two around, it's either the people who like really love like the horror aspect of the first one, or the people who really love like the big sci-fi action movie of Aliens. Because it's a lot like bigger alien fight with like a bunch of them, and it's like a swarm instead of like a locked into like an enclosed space with one of them. They're very different aesthetics. I still love both of these movies. But there's just something about maybe it's even just my preference. I really like action,
Her?
and it mixes
enough.
I think action with horror really well, which I really like.
Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to actually watch it. Anyways, my number 2 and number 1 are Alien Romulus and the first Alien. I loved Romulus. I thought it was so fun. And then, yeah, I loved obviously the first one. So sorry to you, aliens. I don't remember you. Maybe that means I haven't watched you. So, but Alien is a classic. It's one of those that everybody says is great, and it's such a film classic film. But then it's one of those where you watch and you actually get it. You're like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, I get it now.
I get it
I
now.
love that gif.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah. So very fun.
Can I have a tissue, please? Something about this podcast makes my allergies just combust. I don't even know. So sorry, guys. I need to stop singing. Anyway.
Okay, well, now that we have that out of the way. Ew. I'm teasing. So, moving into Alien Earth. I remember when trailers for this were coming out, and I remember not watching the trailer for a while because I wasn't seeing anything super like impressed, like anything that was like being like, oh my gosh, you have to watch this trailer. This happens, and I can't wait to see that happen. I didn't see any of that coming from it. I eventually watched it in like an ad, I think, and I just let it play all the way through.
Yeah.
But I continued to think that like the commercials for this were not that exciting.
I agree. I feel like I just heard people talking about its visuals, and then I remember Grace Randolph saying she had seen some episodes and loved it. That was kind of... I don't even know if I ever did officially see a trailer. If I did, it was with you, because I don't think I ever did on my own. So.
And I think the premise of Alien on the planet Earth, there's something there.
Yeah.
And so regardless, I was very excited to see this, especially after Romulus happened.
Yeah.
And I think they proved that this can work, that there's creatives right now who can do some really interesting stuff with this
franchise. So, my first talking point was, do xenomorphs on Earth work? I feel like they definitely can.
They can.
When set up for success.
You know, and did they ever really actually explore this?
Well, the thing is, even though that's kind of like the whole title and premise of this series on paper, it's not even necessarily on Earth. The only time it leaves an actual ship setting where we've seen it be for forever now was when it was in an apartment building in like one of the earlier episodes, and then when it's loose on the island.
Yep.
And
I feel like
they didn't
the
even do
apartment
anything.
building was awesome. I loved that scene.
I agree. And then they did not do anything interesting with the actual set piece of the island.
No, I totally agree.
And anytime it's in the lab, it is essentially still on ship.
Yeah, I agree. There's really no, like, you're losing your premise the second it's not actually terrorizing Earth at all. Like, you're just on a trillionaire's island. I don't care if he dies. I don't care. He sucks.
So, for those watching, you might have gotten the impression that we didn't super care for this.
No,
adaptation.
I thought it was really boring. So sorry.
And obviously, I think we have a lot of different bad parts that we can kind of explain our thoughts on, or we would label bad.
I want to start this conversation off on the best parts of this show. Because I think, like we said, I think there's a lot of great ideas here. So what are some of the parts of the show that you liked or would have liked to see maybe more of?
I loved, well, I said already the apartment scene. But apart from the xenomorph, I do love what do they call them, synths?
The synthetics, yeah.
Yeah.
And in the show they introduce hybrids.
Yes. So I did love that concept, and I love that just the commentary and the I don't even know what to call it. What would you call it? The problematic elements of making essentially your test subjects of the first synths children that were dying and desperate and had no other way out, really. I wish they explored it a little more, but I do think, they started that conversation, and just like having that be a thing that happened, I think is commentary enough. Like,
for
just,
sure. My
that's
thought
crazy.
is, if it wasn't children, that would like already lose a lot of the goodwill I give the show.
I agree. Totally agree. So I do love that choice. I also love the different ways they explore, and I do feel like they did a pretty good job at this. The different ways to explore how powerful they are, but how they're still so, like, childlike. Their brains are still so underdeveloped, and what that can lead to when you have so much power to just do what you want anyways. I feel like, as someone who's, like, surrounded by educators in my family, they always talk about how, like, at the end of the day, like, you can't actually make a kid do anything. You can give them consequences. You can, like, have positive reinforcement. You could use whatever method you want, but you actually can't ever force them really to do anything. Obviously, dangerous situations are different, but just you want them to do work and they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it. And I feel like they explore that on such a big level here, where these guys are powerful. Like, you can try to mold them into whatever character you want them to be, but if they don't want to do that, they don't have to do that. And they could actually just kill you in like 2 seconds if you piss them off. Like the therapist scene with the, I forgot what they call her, but the redhead one.
The doctor.
Yeah. And the redhead kid, like, that was terrifying when she got offended and like almost killed her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she would have died. It was the kid's choice to back away, really. So, yeah. That was terrifying. And then I don't remember their names. I'm so sorry. I remember
I listed them in the outline
Wendy.
if you need to look at
Okay.
them. That one's Nibs.
Yes, Nibs. Okay. Slightly curly. Is Curly the guy whose family
Curly's
was
the girl.
threatened? Oh, okay. Oh, yes, I know.
You're thinking of Slightly with his
Slightly?
cyborg pen pal.
Okay. Yes. I liked that exploration of the lengths he'll go to if he's being threatened, if his family's being threatened. They're still so powerful and yet still so helpless, like from a distance, in that aspect. So, and then obviously Wendy, our main character, they do a lot of things with her. She completely takes over in the end. She's very knowledgeable in tech, I guess. I don't know how you would explain that, but like she knows how to go through the screens and get what she wants.
It's weird. She's living
So-
she almost has like a Neo sense about her, where she's like the chosen one who just randomly is able to do way more than everyone else.
Yeah.
I guess because she's the first. I feel like there's a weird element of like they do some exploration with her, especially in like that last episode that I really like. I think it's like the most interesting part of that last episode.
Yeah.
But they never really go into why she's able to do all of this stuff and none of the others are. I don't know. And like why she's the one who's able to talk to the xenomorphs.
Yeah.
Like she's just the special one for like some very unknown reason in multiple different ways.
Yeah, I wonder if it has to do with like her personality. I mean, they definitely seem to frame the whole program like basically around her. Like she was the boy genius's favorite. So there's definitely something there. I just wish they had even like mentioned it. They don't even have to go into deep discussion
Like you
about
have the
it,
smartest
but-
person in the world here, and he's not looking into why she's able to do what she is.
Yeah.
It feels odd.
Yeah.
Considering that's the whole reason we have this whole island.
Well, it's weird because he has this really, I think, interesting conversation where he talks about, like, he's basically doing all this just to try to create somebody that interests him, because nobody ever has ever in his life interested him. And I feel like Wendy really does, but they don't really go any further with that. I feel like I wish we got more scenes between just the two of them, because I feel like clearly she did interest him. So then why are you not like all over her trying to talk to her all the time? So I don't know. That was a little weird to me. I feel like some of his conversations were really interesting, but his motivations and his actions seem to not always align with that.
Sure.
Because overconfidence is one thing, like thinking that you could just always get out of something. He had almost like a dumb quality about him. Like they're all of them are after him, all of the synths in the last episode, and he's not super panicky, or he's like, he is, because he's offering people $1 million to get him out of the situation, except he's just kind of like skipping around at the same. So it's, I don't know, his brain is very fascinating to me, but I wish we got into that more.
No,
don't know.
I completely agree.
But I feel like overall I did like the synths, and I like some exploration there. I just wish we went a little further there. I liked the sister and brother dynamic. I feel like that got us through the first few episodes pretty well. Just until they met, and then once he realized who she was. And I feel like once he realized who she was, it kind of stopped being interesting.
I completely agree.
And it happened way too early. Way too early.
No, it definitely
So-
should have been a thing about like, why am I here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in playing with that idea of why do I feel like I know this person? And I think that would fuel into the idea of who is Wendy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I think that would have opened up that conversation that we have in the last episode a lot sooner.
Yeah.
I think that would have done a lot for specifically this plot line.
Yeah.
Because then he's just kind of there for a lot of the time, and then like not doing anything, but like maybe planning something,
Yeah.
but not planning it well.
Yeah. Maybe planning something, not planning it well. Other higher ups are talking about using him as bait for stuff, like, but then no consequences actually ever happen. So I don't know. He's just kind of there, and then they throw in the plot of him like tasing, what's her face, Nibs, and then that creating conflict. And I'm like,
that scene was crazy to me because it definitely when it happened, I got the impression that he like killed her.
me too.
But then with the idea that he was just stunning her
Uh-huh.
with the gun that somebody else was holding the entire time.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Why wasn't anyone else firing this gun that everyone has?
Yeah. If it wasn't lethal, like if you're trying to calm them down, I can understand being hesitant because like from their perspective of like business wise of not wanting to destroy such expensive machines, like that would be what they would treat them as. But if it's just done, why are you hesitating that much? I don't understand.
Like, especially after a person on your team dies.
Mhm.
Like, like
Yeah.
it's truly, I think, just bad writing that he's the one who pulls it off, at least in the way that he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, I agree. And it definitely did come off as like he killed her.
Because in her
So-
reaction to it too, which to be fair, maybe she thinks that she's dead.
Mm.
But
There was just a lot going on there, and it didn't seem to make sense. And after the fact, it's like it
And then
just
she
still leaves a bad taste.
and
in
then
your
also it like cuts right after that to show that like the xenomorph is often like the brush watching this happen. It's like,
Yeah.
why didn't you just call him in? They can't fight
yeah.
him.
Yeah. I don't know. It does feel like the xenomorph also didn't have a huge place in this show. which I
No,
think
not the
is
xenomorph
crazy.
and the brother having like the same amount to do.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No,
actually.
that's actually very true, I would say. Because the brother had some great moments earlier on, and then the xenomorph had that great apartment scene, and then, well, and obviously when he kills the first batch on the ship before they crash, like that's obviously super interesting, but I don't know.
Oh, indeed. Some other stuff I really liked. Oh my gosh, the actual synthetic. What was his name? His name. Kirsch. I think that guy was doing a lot of heavy lifting.
He was
I think his
funny.
performance was really great. He was always like,
He's the guy that looks like the Collector.
yes.
Yeah,
Like
he was funny.
He was always like super matter of fact, but like, he always seemed like he knew more about more than what the other person was telling them.
Yeah,
In a really interesting way.
yeah,
Like, I think he killed all of his scenes.
I agree. He was very fun too, and sometimes he made decisions that's like, whose side are you on? And then now you see him back on this side. So I don't know. He had something interesting going on, and then didn't he die?
His back was broken, so his legs were disconnected.
So no.
So
Maybe not.
his torso's still alive, and he's synthetic. So
Yeah.
unlike Toodles, he can be brought back online pretty easily so far.
Toodles. So sad for you.
Oh, speaking of, other thing I really liked, all of the different alien creatures.
yeah.
I thought the designs were
The
super fun.
eyeball
I think their
creature?
scenes love the eyeball creature.
Yeah.
Possibly,
Very
like,
fun.
I think after Kirsch, an MVP for me is eyeball
Yeah.
creature.
Well, a 1,000 times more interesting than the xenomorph was
Yeah.
in the show.
How is this going to
So-
be the Xenomorphs franchise, and he's like the least interesting alien?
Dude, get your main character energy back. Like, I don't know. I agree.
You know, I think it's actually funny because there's like this understanding that I think they kind of retconned that whenever the like xenomorph bursts out of someone's chest, it
is like it has like some
You're doing great.
no, I'm trying to think of the right word. I have like 5 words mushed together in my head. It's like supposed to be similar to the thing it burst out of, which is like in Alien 3. That's why the alien is so dog-like. It comes out of a dog.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting. I wish if this is the case, it would maybe explored it a little better. But maybe that's why Wendy has that connection to this one, because it came out of her brother, which is, I think, fascinating.
I wish they
But then why does
that.
why can she control the other one? Is another question right on top of that. So I don't think it's a great answer. But
She can also control it from like really far away. And I don't know how much she really controls it or how much they just really trust each other. I don't know. But it is giving like she's like the queen bee.
for sure.
Yeah, where they can communicate and they don't necessarily force them to do anything, but it does feel influenced for sure.
Definitely.
So,
Other parts that I really liked. I think the mission onto the ship was really interesting.
yeah.
And
Like
then
the first couple episodes I think were good.
yeah, it started off on a really good note.
Yeah.
And like the flashback episode onto the ship, I thought it was a fine episode.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it wowed me a little more. Gave me an irrational
agree.
fear of something being in my water now.
Oh my god, that was disgusting.
Oh my
Why would you
gosh.
leave your water bottle open though?
In a lab, I literally learned this in middle school. You don't have food or water in a laboratory.
Yeah.
And you're in like the worst laboratory to be doing that stuff in.
Yeah, I agree. It is kind of infuriating how many times things get out just because of malfunctions or things being built poorly. I'm like, nothing else in the world should be as secure as whatever's on your ship. So, like, I don't know if y'all are just incapable of making something that works well, or if for some reason you went with the cheaper stuff. I don't know, but it's crazy the amount of times, like even just within the show, the amount of times it happens or something gets out because whatever, somehow it cracks or they can fit anyways into something. I'm like,
For sure.
I had one job.
Maybe cutting a little bit to the bad, specifically on that episode where it's the flashback to the ship. I think I just had a little bit of an epiphany on why I don't think that episode works as strong as I wanted it to.
Yeah.
Because my thought going into it was, cool, xenomorph on spaceship. That's alien. I feel like this is pretty hard to like not hit out of the park.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole twist of the ship being, destroyed from within and trying to figure out who that is. I feel like I wish the twist reveal landed a little harder.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh my gosh, it had to be this person that we've been seeing this whole episode.
Yeah.
And instead it's like, cool, it's this person that you've never heard of before.
I hate when they do that. It's like any sort of mystery movie where they're like, whatever their reveal is, you had no way of guessing. Like they gave you the last piece of the puzzle at the end, or they didn't even give you like
no crumbs.
Yeah,
to, like,
no crumbs.
Even get to even like hint at that
Yeah.
conclusion.
I
I think that's just very lazy, and I think it really undercuts what I think otherwise is a great reveal.
Yeah.
Which is the fact that the boy, like beyond whoever the person is like doing it, it's the boy genius who was on top of this the entire time, just wants what's on board.
Yeah. I wanted to shout out the Knives Out franchise because I feel like they're really fun with this. I love, even if people complain, and I don't know how many people do, but even if they complain that it's like easy to guess, well, I feel like you can only say that because they've built a reputation where it's gonna be somebody in the cast that you see. So it is guessable. So it's, I don't know. I think it's no fun if it's impossible to guess. That's the whole fun of it. Whether or not you get it right or wrong, like...
And I think it's less about guessing. I think it's supposed
just
to
the
be like
reveal.
observing from the characters.
Yeah.
And like seeing their journey through it. I think as long as you can see the journey through it, and like I think it's fun to include nods to us. But I think just, I don't know, because if I rewatch those films and I know who does it, I can still enjoy myself.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's
absolutely.
necessarily a bad,
No.
or at least equal to a bad mystery movie.
I don't think so. And I think that how did they do it of it all is probably my favorite part. Because even movies where it's like a character that's making bad choices, part of me still is still rooting for them to get away with it. Like I just want them to be like smart and like know how to figure a way out.
Mm-hmm.
Like even we just watched well, I don't want to spoil it because I feel like this ruins the whole concept of the movie. But we just watched a movie the other day that I really liked. It went in a direction, it had a tone that I wasn't expecting. I was like, this character's making horrible choices, and I hate them, and I would hate them in real life. But I'll tell you. But I still wanted.
Hold on. I feel I need to know. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Locked in.
I still wanted them to like try to get away with it because one, I didn't want the secondhand embarrassment of it being revealed, but also like that's just the fun part is like getting away with it. I don't know.
No, for sure.
Anyways.
No, I completely agree, and I think another aspect I was kind of sitting on is like, cool. So like you can guess in a cast who did it.
Yeah.
But do you just automatically know how and why?
Yeah.
Especially in like the Knives Out specifically, like there's no way you clocked how all of this fits together.
No. Maybe you were like, this guy's sus or this girl's sus or whatever. But yeah, I guarantee like, I don't know. Maybe if you're just really freaking good at solving mysteries, like props to you. But most people are not going to know like how they got away with it.
Sure.
So
I think we talked a lot about the parts that we did like.
yeah.
What are some parts? Can you think of anything we didn't like? I feel like we've also dabbled between these. I feel like
Yeah.
we kept going back and forth.
I
Actually.
agree. I mean, a lot. I feel like overall it's just so boring. And I'm sorry, the visuals were good, but they were not good enough to
I think good enough is a great phrase.
Yeah. They were not, I don't know. Everyone's like, yeah, like, it's not the best story, but the visuals are just life-changing. And I just don't agree with that. I don't think they're life-changing. Like, especially nowadays, like, maybe back then when shows weren't really about the visuals. But nowadays you have, like, Game of Thrones, you have, like, White Lotus with all, like, different kinds of interesting cinematography, VFX, like,
I would say I think this, like, the cinematography and, like, the visuals of this show are uninspired beyond, like, alien creature design. Like, I think the xenomorphs haven't looked this bad since Alien 3.
Well, and and there's a few movies this year that have come out where I love parts of it, but I would say the cinematography was just like basic. Like, it was good. It wasn't life-changing. It wasn't bad.
It didn't
was
elevate,
just,
I think is a good way to look at it.
It was there. It was satisfying. It was solid. But it did not leave an impression. It did not do anything different. So, yeah, and I think that's what I would say for this show overall. I think it had some iconic shots, but...
For sure. And I think the set design here and there is cool. Like, I think rooms in the building, I think, are designed fun. Like, I think of, like, the therapist room or, like, the prison cells.
Yeah.
I think fun. Some fun stuff.
I agree.
And like, the lab on the ship.
Yeah.
I think that's a fun place to be.
Yes.
Well, not for them, but...
No. But fun for us to watch, I guess.
How do we feel about the pacing of this show?
Horrible. God awful. I truly am jealous of those that loved this show. I wish I got it. I don't. And I'm so sorry, but I feel like I'm not tuned into a season 2 if it gets greenlit. Like, I'm going to be honest. I can't take another one. Unless, like, maybe you start watching and you're like, no, this is, like, so much better. Like, maybe I'll get into it, but...
I'd give it... probably if I started it, I would give it 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I'd give it a first one to get things set up.
Yeah.
And then if the second episode is not off to the races onto something at least better, or at least at the peak of this show,
Yes.
I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't. Like, I still haven't seen... What is it? Oh my god, I'm blanking on the show. The Bear, season 4. I still haven't seen it, because didn't hear a single thing about it. So that
And season 3 was a bad note to end on.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, like, unless I hear that the second season, if it gets greenlit, I don't know if it is or not, it's just wildly better, like, I can't, man. I can't. So.
No, I completely agree. How do we feel about episode length?
Also really long. I do feel like the last 2 episodes, I'm glad that they were only like 45 minutes. I mean, again, the first couple episodes I feel like were pretty good. I do still think they were long. Like I could feel the runtime. So I would recommend shorter episodes, or just you need to fill your episodes with more interesting things. So
Or like more interesting sequences, maybe. Like it's
yeah,
like
it's-
horror and action are like all about like having really exciting like sequences of
Yeah.
events in scenes. I don't know. I don't get a lot of that here.
Yeah.
Certainly not any horror.
No. I'm sorry, but it needs to be shorter. Or have less episodes. I don't know. Like, you only had 8, but
That's my thing. A season with less than 8 episodes, we go to a Disney Plus series.
yeah.
Like, I actually think if I were to try and edit this show, like, after it was done, I'd try and get it to, like, 30-minute episodes.
Yeah.
And I think
agree.
there might be something to be said for that, to salvage it.
I agree.
How do we feel about the number of characters?
I mean, I feel like it was okay. I feel like I remember most of the more relevant characters. I mean, they had some like soldiers or whatever on the island that I didn't care about, but they didn't really spend a lot of time with them. I will say I wish they with as long as those episodes were, I wish they had built upon those characters more. I really like wouldn't take away any character really. I would just use your runtime better. So
Interesting.
I don't know.
Um,
what about you?
I think... Did we need 6 of these kids to make this point across? My thought is that either they're all sharing an experience or they're all having, like, split, very brief arcs between all of them.
Yeah.
Like, Toodles and Curly, like, what did Curly do this season?
Yeah.
She had, like, 2 scenes to herself to do, like,
Yeah.
anything.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, use them or lose them. Use them or lose them.
I don't think there's any reason that
So-
Curly and Toodles couldn't have just been the same character.
Yeah. So. I
And
don't know.
and
It's
also,
disappointing.
I would say if I was also going to point out low points for me, I really unfortunately was not there for the Slightly and Cyborg part. At least being as like present as it was.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it was. Maybe it's the writing. Maybe it's the performance. Probably a mix of both.
Mm-hmm.
But I just, like, every time we'd come back to that, I'd be like, cool, are we going to worry about this again for another 10 minutes before anything actually happens on this plot line?
Yeah.
If it does?
Yeah.
Ugh.
That went on way too long, and we're spending so much time with what could have been something interesting for this character, and it's just not. That's a shame, because I don't like the cyborg guy, but I feel like he had the potential to be good
I
if
feel
they
like
gave
the
him better
actor,
writing.
like, briefly shined through what I think is otherwise a very underwritten role.
I totally agree with that. Yeah.
Like, he has scenes that I think are really good. I think
Mhm.
his, like, the way he, like, reads his lines to the kid, I think, are very strong.
Yeah.
When he, like, talks and, like, tries to be like, hey, kid, we're friends. You
Do this for me.
Because we did this thing, and you want to
Yeah.
help me because I like the way he's trying to like use
Yeah.
kid logic.
Yeah.
But then like there's like he like maintains that undertone of like a very chilling undertone to it.
Sinisterness,
Yes,
yeah.
for sure.
Mhm.
And I think I credit that completely to the actor and
I agree.
to the script.
Because that's
Too
all
many of his
in the
parts
delivery.
are too like the script does this character a disservice because I feel like he's disjointed in the way he acts to different
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
I agree.
Especially like on the ship, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Bizarre.
I don't know. For someone who's clearly not written to be a likable character, like, then you need to do something interesting with him. So,
I agree. Let me think. What other bad parts did I not like? Other than just kind of lack of stuff being given to our characters and xenomorphs. I think it's crazy to have an alien show in the Alien franchise and have literally every other alien on this show outshine your xenomorph.
Yeah. I agree. Totally agree. I'm tearing my wall up right now.
You're doing great.
It's okay.
I think that's all that I had listed.
Lifted.
Other aliens, other standout aliens. I know we talked about Eyeball Guy a lot.
I feel like there was one more, but maybe not. Was
There
it
was,
the
like, the
blood-sucking one?
The blood-sucking bugs. There was the like tentacle thing that like went onto like the ceiling and could like move around randomly, which is weird. Then there was like the digestible bugs that got toodles.
I kind of liked the blood-sucking one. I mean, they were only in there for a short amount of time, but they were fun. They were creepy and terrifying.
I think the other creatures
Guy
used their...
Talk made a cameo, basically.
Yeah. R.I.P.
So, yeah.
I think they all used their short screen time very well.
Yeah.
I think Xenomorphs other crazy that eyeball person
Or
didn't
thing.
get into someone's head until literally like one of the last scenes.
Yeah.
I think that is such a loss for the show because you're setting it up this entire season and then
It goes nowhere.
Cool.
It's like,
I guess.
come back next season to see, and you're like, I wasted 8 hours. 8 hours. It's horrible. Anyways.
How do we feel about Wendy/Marcy? I feel like we haven't talked about her a ton considering she's our main character.
Yeah.
Do you think that's indicative of anything?
I don't know. I feel like the actress is doing such a great job, and again, she's just not being given what she deserves to be given. I do feel like she shines, but I still feel like I don't completely understand her as a character, and I wonder if that would have helped with the rest of the kids too if we spent more time with them before they became synths, just to kind of know their personalities and then knowing what that would look like then being put into adult bodies with so much like strength and power and agility and whatever. Yeah, I don't know, because like I said, she's super smart, but is it because she's the first? Is it because of whatever? Is it because she was smart as a kid before she got transferred? Like, does it depend on what you study? I don't know. So, and I feel like she didn't talk as childlike as the rest, which is I don't think is a diss, because I understand that some kids do like they act.
They're more mature than others.
Yeah. So just something to point out.
I think her performance is like super great at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I think it really is just with that plot line with her and her brother.
Yeah.
Where like as soon as like they do that reveal of, oh, that's who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say even that on the like in the actual mission is fine. It's as soon as they get back to the island and they like are able to sit
They're
in
like,
that
what do we
for a
do
very
now?
long amount of time.
Yeah.
That's where it's like, I'm so sorry they robbed like any room for your character to like grow or expand or change.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
You know, and there's such opportunity to do something interesting there. Like, you just found out that your sister is actually not dead, but she is in an adult body. She looks different. She still seems different because she has all this knowledge now, or I can't think of words today.
You and I both.
Capacity for knowledge.
Sure, for sure.
So what do we do with that now? And I do feel like there were parts of how her brother played it with like, this isn't the same Marcy that I knew. But I also do think maybe he was blaming a little too much on the scientists and not so much trying to get to the bottom of how just her new body and what that means for her is changing that. I don't know.
No. And I will say with her, I think especially in that last episode, I hate that she comes to that like identity conclusion of like,
I'm not Marcy. She died the day I was made. I have all of her memories. I also have all of the stuff they uploaded into me. I'm not Wendy because that's just what they kind of want me to be, but I'm not that, clearly. I have more capacity than that. So I'm just something else. It kind of reminds me of, like, Vision's arc in WandaVision. The idea of, like, what am I? And, like, I think with the Machine parallel. I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
I wish, considering that's, like, the whole focal of this show, this alien show, the central theme is these robot kids.
Yeah.
It feels weird that that's a thought that I think is left on at least the back burner too often.
Yeah, and that I wonder if maybe that's what they could have done is maybe they should have started exploring that when they got out and started settling with the idea of we're reunited but it's different. I wish they started exploring that at that point rather than just kind of offhandedly mentioning it in the last episode.
I concur.
Yeah. Good.
We talked about Joe, the brother. I think he starts out strong. I think unfortunately he becomes more of a set piece in the second half.
Yeah, very much so.
Which is unfortunate. Boy Cavalier, the boy genius.
I mean, whatever.
I think it's a really fun role.
Yeah.
I think the actor, adds a lot to. I think that's a common thread I see here. The actors, I think, are constantly making up for the fact I think this script is
not that good.
Subpar.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's the conclusion we've come to is the writing needs to be better.
Although I feel like if he was played by the guy who was just in Weapons, do you remember his name?
No, but I can look it up.
The druggie from Weapons. I feel like he would have killed this role.
Austin Abrams.
He's
the guy in Euphoria. Yeah. He's in Dash and Lily. We just saw him in something.
Weapons.
No.
Do Revenge.
Yes, I finally got him to watch that. He's so fun in that movie. Like, well, I mean, not, but you know what I mean. He's a
fun time in, like,
role.
every role.
Yes,
And they're all very different, and I think he would have killed this role, even though I don't think it's something we've especially seen from him before.
But I think he could have killed it. Yeah.
But I think the actor does a fine.
And I actually feel like what he does in Do Revenge is probably the most similar to what he could have done here. So, funny enough. Anyways.
For sure. I also actually really like the Peter Pan allegory of it all.
Yeah.
Him being Peter Pan, the island's called Neverland, Wendy, Lost Boys, the whole Captain Hook being the cyborg with the knife hand.
Yeah.
And then, like, the xenomorph being the crocodile. Some very interesting stuff there. If you're gonna have that element, I wish they explore it, like, just in, like, saying things from Peter Pan. I don't know. Maybe
I wish some characters got clocked more on how they're, like, just like the character they're acting like. So
sure.
Or they're called or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know. That's another one of the plot lines where it's like, cool idea, but it's basically just an
somewhere
idea.
with it. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I agree.
We talked about Kirsch. Morrow we thought did pretty good. The ending. The hybrids now own the island. The xenomorphs are on their side, and all of the perpetrators against them are in a cell.
Sure, whatever. I don't care. I was ready for it to end. Like, I don't care where y'all go from here. It got to the point, like, the first few episodes, I was going to be devastated if her brother died, and now it's gotten to the point where I really am not going to care that much. Yeah.
Like, I was...
just crazy.
After he shot Nibs, and even after the understanding of, oh, she's fine.
Yeah.
It's crazy that no one else shot that gun first, but she's fine.
Yeah.
I still fear I don't care what happens to you now, and it also feels weird that Wendy doesn't... just kind of gets over that.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I truly just have to wonder what the pitch for season 2 even could be. Because it literally, I can
I
only
mean,
think.
they have that other trillionaire that's after her stuff.
Yeah, of Wayland Yutani, the actual corporation from the
Yeah.
other movies,
Mhm.
and I think that actress of like the leader, I think she's killing
Yeah.
it as well. I think she's very fun.
Yeah. I feel like that would be the only possible pitch, but again, like, I'm still not gonna watch it. I don't care what the pitch is.
I
gonna
mean, what
wait
they
for
come
the
onto
reception.
the island to continue to get the xenomorphs. That's what we just watched her try to do.
Yeah.
She's down a cyborg. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
how you can pitch that in a way that's not very repetitive.
Yeah.
Does the brother betray her? Is that going to be a horrible start for your season? I think so, because
Yeah.
like your most like dislikable character betraying your main character and no one planning on that happening.
Yeah.
I think that's a horrible start to a season.
I agree.
It's such a weird place to end, and it's not a place I was particularly thinking they were going towards anyways, considering their whole plan was to leave originally, and it's like, nope, we own the island now. Oh, I didn't know that was the plan here.
Okay.
What are you gonna do with that island now, robot kids?
Yeah.
It's very bizarre. It's just so bizarre.
How bizarre.
I don't know. So, a question for you, my last question, is what could they do, or like, what could they do with a season 2 that would get you immediately interested to watch it? Is there something that they could do?
I mean, hire somebody I love. I mean, it'd have to be like love, though. But honestly, there's a lot out there. So, yeah, your cast, really. Gotta hire somebody that I know and love. And then we'll see. And then mainly, like, reception. I need to hear that it's, like, a step up from season 1, at least. At least. So, although I'd have to be careful who I hear that from, because a lot of people, like I said, this show has fans, and people are watching it. Like, it's been on the Nielsen list, so...
Can you... Sorry not to add another question after I said the last one. Do you think can you think of any reason why it might be landing for other people more than us?
I mean, I don't know, because they care about the visuals more, I guess.
I don't know.
I really don't know. I don't see it. I don't know what they're holding on to. Because also, I feel like I'm hearing a whole lot of, this show is so great, and I'm not hearing a lot of explanation on why at all. Maybe I should watch Grace's video.
I'm actually
on, like,
interested to do that as well, to
the
kind of see her
specifics.
unpack.
Because she
things.
does break things down.
I think she did an episode for every episode.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see maybe if it's spelled out I can understand why.
Yeah.
I fear I'm not going to agree with it. But
I don't know. Maybe it's just a case of people finding the storyline super interesting, and then maybe, and then we find it interesting, but it just doesn't go anywhere. So it's very frustrating and it's very dull that they're wasting these ideas. So I don't know. But maybe some people just love the start of great ideas, and that's enough for them. I don't know.
maybe. Interesting.
We'll see. I'm interested.
Alrighty. Well, that is going to wrap up how we feel about Alien Earth. Please let us know. Did you like Alien Earth? If so, clearly, we would love to hear what really worked for you. Let us know in the comments below. So, we are now going to move over to The Smashing Machine, A24's newest picture. We are going to start by ranking the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movies that we have seen. We're gonna
And you know
quickly go
what?
through this one.
And yeah, and there's a lot. I've seen 17.
My number is also at 17.
Interesting, because I know you haven't seen one of these. So, well, you probably
I haven't seen a couple of them actually.
You've seen more Jumanji movies. I think that's it. I've
only seen the first one.
Oh, wait, then I have
Well,
no
not
idea.
the first one, but the first one with The Rock in it.
Yes, yeah, me too.
Well, I guess we'll just have to hop
Okay.
right into it.
So,
I think for speed, I'll read off my list bottom to top, and then you can
Okay.
read off your list bottom to top.
sounds good.
Okay. Starting at 17, I have Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. When I was binging through that franchise, I was so excited because I thought both were very interesting and fun characters.
They are.
Such a boring movie.
No,
Idris
yeah.
Elba's character, really interesting, doesn't save a really boring movie.
No, it's bizarre.
It is so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Number 16, I have The Red Notice.
So valid.
I disassociated when watching that movie.
Yep.
It's just a little mind melting.
Yep.
Then I have Journey to the Mysterious Island. I watched this in theaters. And I feel like I remember a pretty decent amount considering that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Is that the first Jumanji movie?
No, this is completely unrelated.
Am I crazy?
Maybe.
What is it called?
Journey to, as in the number 2, the Mysterious Island.
Yeah. Oh. What? Wait, have I seen this? Am I crazy?
Are you crazy?
I don't remember this, so I didn't put it on my ranking. Wait.
It has like a giant iguana. Some
Yes,
giant
because
eels.
I've seen this,
And
but
then
I
there's, like, a
couldn't even begin to tell you anything.
He's like
about
the
this
stepdad
movie.
to the kid. Who's the kid? Isn't an actor I know?
Josh Hutcherson.
I knew. I thought that was him.
Yes, that's why
Um,
I'm like I know.
And they're like
Oh
looking.
my God,
for-
Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah.
I know I've definitely seen
And
this.
then there's like gold on the island, and her dad is like trying to get like a gold piece for
Yes.
her college, and then it turns out to be this giant like meteor of gold that he's trying to dig up.
Wait.
I remember things very vividly from this movie. I couldn't tell you how they get to the mysterious island, but yeah.
I'm adding it to my list because I actually like the more you talked about it. I'm like, because I thought I was thinking of Journey to the Center of the Earth, so I thought I just got it wrong and it wasn't the Rock movie. But that is, and then for some reason I saw Jay and I thought Jumanji. I don't know. So yeah, I have seen it. Cool.
No, it's like a fever dream of memory, but I remember it so
Yeah.
vividly. It's crazy. Next I have a number 14, Tooth Fairy. I just remember him like stealing money from a kid, and then the Tooth Fairy's like, "Hey, you try doing this," and then he like walks through a house and it's just like erasing everyone's mind as he goes. And then like he like does it to a dog too, and then he's like, "Let's try it again." That's all I remember from this movie.
Another fever dream.
Then we have Rampage, which is based off of an old arcade game where it's based around this like released like military gas that turns animals into like giant monsters. And he's like the friend of this like ape in the zoo. And then he ends up huffing the gas, and so he has to go and like try and like calm him so they don't have to kill him. And then there's other eight creature monsters that are attacking the city as well. And like the company that made the gas is trying to like get them like to own them and use them as weapons. It's about as good as you think. Some great visuals, I think.
Okay. That sounds bizarre.
It is a little bizarre, but you know, it's fun enough.
Okay. Cool.
Then there is at number 12. I have Red One. Man, I think it's I don't know. It's crazy for me that Chris Evans is my least favorite part of this movie. I never would have thought that going into it.
Yeah.
Baffling to me.
Yeah.
Next I have Planet 51. I remember that pretty well. Good enough. Number 10 I have The Game Plan, a classic.
A classic.
Number 9 I have Black Adam. Underwhelming, but overall fine, fun enough.
Sure. Yeah.
I love Dr. Fate. Love Dr. Fate.
Yeah. For sure.
I have at next number 8 Moana 2.
You know, to be fair, I would not say he's the problem of that movie.
I would say
His song is insufferable, but like,
Oh.
you know, what you gonna do?
Sure.
You gotta sing it, you know?
Yeah, the plot's great. I think the voice acting's, you know, great as good as the first one.
Yeah.
The songs just truly hold it back for me, especially because even if you're not going to focus on the quality of the songs this much, just don't put as many in there.
Yeah.
Like, literally grinds us to a halt with every song, and they're not catchy.
No. And they don't rhyme. I can't.
They don't
I
rhyme.
I can't even begin to tell you how horrible of an experience it was watching that because you told me that none of them rhymed before I saw it, and then I sat there the entire movie being like, rhyme! crying at, like, every line. I was like, Rye, please, no. It's like, it bugged me. It's like when something is an annoying, like, repetitive noise, but then I don't notice it, but then someone points it out, it grinds your gears. It's like I didn't notice it 5 seconds ago, and now it's ruining my life. So that's how it was. Yeah.
Man, at number 7, I have The Smashing Machine.
Number 7.
Number 7. To be fair, because I think The Smashing Machine is elevated in some capacities.
Mm-hmm.
In some circumstances, I think the script is very elevated, and there's a performance or two that I think are glowing. Everything else I think is fine. And I think, the projects above this, I think, are just, like, either elevated more or just overall a more whole experience. I don't, like, this is a movie that I've watched and, like, been so clearly able to differentiate the parts that I like and don't like.
Yeah.
Like, very, like, almost, like, surgically, the parts that, like, really work for me and the parts that are like, okay, cool, this could have been in any movie.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Number 6, I have the Fast and Furious 6. Number 5, I didn't mean to do that. Fast and Furious 6 is number 6. Number 5, I have Fast 5.
Okay.
Number 4, I have Fate of the Furious. Then I have at number 3, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. I think that movie is so fun. I love the original Jumanji. And I think turning it into a video game with that cast, so much fun.
Yeah.
Number 2, I have Furious 7. Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And at number 1, I have the first Moana movie. Love Moana.
I mean, he still has kids everywhere singing You're Welcome. Like, I do think he deserves some props for that. I know I just said kind of the opposite on Moana 2, but I don't know. He's just so iconic in that movie. Such an iconic voice. He is Maui. Like, I don't know.
Oh, he's about to be Maui.
Well, yes. And that's when it's a tricky subject because it's like I kind of get the ick that he's going to be Maui, but also who the heck else could have played him. And I'm coming to the conclusion that overall I just don't want it to happen. But if it's going to happen, I am interested to see what he does because, I mean, I just need his voice. And Maui's hard to cast because he has such a wide head.
I just can't
So
imagine
what
what
can he
that's
do with
going to
that?
look like because that movie is so visually interesting and it's doing so much.
So much.
I feel like it's just set up for failure, at least
Yeah.
this early,
Yeah.
to, like, try and make that in live action and just be a huge CGI fest. Especially with Maui, who transforms a lot.
A lot.
Like, that is... Like, I fear we're going to be, like, at Secret Invasion levels of bad CGI.
Well, I fear for, like, parts of The Little Mermaid that I feel like were not my favorite because I love so much of that movie, but I do feel like Under the Sea was so underwhelming because it's so extremely colorful in the movie, but then they're trying to make it look too realistic, and I think that's detrimental to how fun that song is in the original. Because again, like, I love that version of the song. I listen to it. Like, it's on my Disney playlist, and I love when it comes on. But visually, I think it's frustrating. Like, Flounder didn't look near as good. So I'm scared things like that are going to happen for Moana. It's like, yeah, it's going to make a lot of money, which is why they're making it. So whatever, it'll go to fund, like, other Moanas, like, in the new original movies. But it's just a shame that just, like, try something different, you know? Like, you already have plenty of live action movies people don't like, so try to do the opposite of the realism and just see what happens. Because, you know, worst case scenario, people also hate that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Anyways.
Alrighty, so now it's time for your rock list.
Okay.
No, actually,
I'll go faster since we already kind of talked about him.
For sure.
My bottom is Red Notice, like you said. What the heck is this movie? It's like fever dream. Red One, it was not my favorite. I do feel like you liked it a little bit more than me. I also feel like when I was making this list, I had in mind more of his performances, but I also think your comment of like he has such the same performance as so many movies is also very valid. But that's I think why my list looks a little different.
Sure.
Because I tried to think of his vibe in that movie. So then number 16 I have Journey to the Mysterious Island. I added that. Don't remember a whole lot about it, especially not with him, but I like very vividly remember like a climbing scene that happens in that movie. So, and you know, it was fun to watch as a kid. So, there you go. Hobbs and Shaw, again, great characters. Boring movie. That's crazy. Tooth Fairy? I don't know. It's kind of, it's kind of fun to see The Rock as a Tooth Fairy. I love his like dad movies.
Yeah.
They're
I mean,
just
that's
kinda fun.
classic Gen Z childhood.
Yeah. Black Adam, I do feel like he was not the most interesting character in his own movie. I mean, you have Dr. Fate, like, come on.
Oh, I fear part of it that I didn't say when I was talking about Black Adam is he also doesn't look like Black Adam typically does. And they even hint that his son is the person that we typically associate with Black Adam in the comics.
Okay.
And then he, like, takes it from him. Because Black Adam is not an anti-hero. He's, like, a person who, like, commits war crimes to, like, make his country, like, rise up. And it's separate from everyone else. And everyone in that country, even though, like, he does have, like, almost like a Superman and Metropolis feel to it. It's still super retro, super ancient. They worship him. But, you know, not the good guy.
Yeah. Let's see. The Jungle Cruise. Did you say that one?
I haven't watched it.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen The Jungle Cruise.
That was what was so fun about him and Emily Blunt reuniting in the Smashing Machine, was seeing them in the Jungle Cruise.
Wow.
I mean, it was okay. Well, I love their duo, don't get me wrong, and I love all the promo for that movie. I think they had a really fun time. I would have liked to see more promo with them with this movie. I feel like, I don't know, I like vividly remember some of the promo for the Jungle Cruise, so I'm wondering why they didn't really like hold on to that for the Smashing Machine. But I mean, two completely different movies. But
Sure.
like you have such a duo here. But anyways, Moana 2, don't think it was his fault because he did so good in Moana. But, you know, unfortunately, circumstances.
If
So-
The Rock, if The Rock didn't want to sing, "Can I get a Chihu?" He did not need to sing.
Honestly, he
"Can I
could have
get a
put his
Chihu?"
foot down. Like, he has that power. He could have been like, no, thank you. But I don't know, like, he has kids, so maybe he thought, whatever, it'll be fun. And
He
but
said
you know, he
he
has
could-
to suffer and listen to that song all the time, probably, and I don't. So that's his. You know, he chose to live with
I'm
that.
sorry, you think someone is actively choosing to stream "Can I get a Chihu"?
Yes, I saw a Dancing with the Stars promo where I forgot who it was. Oh, I forgot who it was, but I think it was like maybe one of the Mormon wives. I was talking about their kids are obsessed with Moana 2 right now, and they're listening to the soundtrack, and I'm like, I'm so sorry for you. We need to find that video so we
Oh
can
my
find out who it
God.
is. I just watched it too, like a couple hours ago.
That's scary.
But anyways, Andy, on the other hand, Andy from Dancing with the Stars said he loves the first Moana, and it's one of those where he's like, I mean, I've seen them all because I have kids, but that's one of my favorites because my kids were obsessed with it, wanted to listen to the soundtrack all the time. In some movies that would be horrible, but this one was really fun. So, and he ate with that. So, I'm still not tired of the first Moana soundtracks.
For sure.
Fast 5 is my number 10.
Okay.
My number 9 is Fast 6. Then I have Super Pets. I thought Super Pets was really fun. Now, I don't
Okay.
really remember this all that much, so
Oh, the pets get superpowers. You might not have guessed
What?
that.
maybe Crypto's in it. Like, I don't even know.
Does The Rock even? Because he's just Black Adam at the end of that, right?
He's like the dog version of it.
Of Black Adam?
Yeah, like there's a dog version of it. And it's his voice.
Interesting.
I don't know, man. I remember like actually kind of vibing with that movie. I'm pretty sure I rated it like 4 stars. Like whatever it was fun to me. And I'm not gonna sit here and say it was like an amazing DC movie. And I watched it a few years ago before I was really into DC, so it might be an atrocity right now.
You're telling me there wasn't actually a Flash Turtle in DC lore?
I don't know, man.
Crazy. Continue.
Also, number 7 is Central Intelligence. I also don't remember a whole lot of this movie, but the opening scene with The Rock is like, I've shown it to y'all. It's so funny. Oh my god. And he eats that up. Wow. He eats it up, and just for that, he deserves his flowers. So, top 10. And I don't remember a crazy amount, but I know it's him and Kevin Hart, and it's in the future. And they have to solve something together. So that's about it. Anyways. Then I have Jumanji. I thought Jumanji was very fun. I need to see the other movies. Because also I think there's a new one coming out like in the next couple years.
I'm surprised it doesn't come out sooner, but I think I've started the second one, but I never finished it. I'd be interested to.
Yeah. Then I have The Fate of the Furious. It's hard. I don't want to get into that. Anyways. No, we need to just like when the Fast X Part 2 comes out, we need to make a whole video on that. I can't even get into it.
We will.
Furious 7, obviously. The first Moana. Maybe it's a little low. Okay, I'm so sorry. And then I have The Game Plan. I just remember this is another one of his dad movies, and I love this movie. I haven't seen it in so long, though, and I need to see it again. But I just forever treasure the scene where his daughter's having an allergic reaction. I'm like, I can't. I'm going to cry just thinking about it. Like, it's so good. And then I put The Smashing Machine as my number 1. But again, I was thinking less like
His performance.
movie overall, but
In regards to his
Yeah.
performance, I have to say, this is, like, I would say it's to date his best that I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
And I can't-
movie-wise, yes, it would be lower because I have other problems with the movie. But overall, I liked it, and I loved his performance. So,
No,
yeah.
10 out of 10 notes.
10 out of 10.
Purr. Alrighty, getting into some specifics on this movie. I first wanted to kind of start the conversation about other wrestling movies that we've seen.
Like, specifically, not like Rocky and Creed?
Well, those I think are included in this conversation.
Okay.
So, but also to be fair, those are like maybe the only other wrestling movies I've seen. Like,
And the Iron Claw.
oh my god, I forgot the
So
Iron
good.
Claw.
That was my Best Picture winner. Best Picture winner. Zac Efron, I'm so sorry, I don't even remember who won that year, so this is not shade to them because I might actually
Cillian
disagree.
Murphy.
No,
Cillian Murphy.
no, Zac Efron would have still been my pick.
I
Like,
think it's
by a
insane that
long
he
shot.
didn't get a nom, and he would have been my winner. I completely agree.
I agree. No, and I'm scared that's what's gonna happen to Michael B. Jordan. Listen, this year I'm okay with a couple other people winning, but Michael B. Jordan still needs to get a nom in my book. Like, I think it's quite frankly
It's time.
like astounding if he does not, and I'm infuriated that so many people are leaving him out of the conversation. So, anyways, Iron Claw, you were robbed. A24 specifically though robbed you of your Oscars. So. Because I think they campaigned for another movie that year, and I don't remember what it was.
24. I can't remember off the top of my head.
But they
either.
only did one because there's like a smaller studio, so they don't usually do multiple.
Mhm.
I mean, that's such a shame. I'm like, you have such great movies. I
So
picked the Iron Claw. God, I was
Iron-
a fucking mess in that movie. I'm sorry.
So,
Let's go. Let's
I just
move on.
want to go back to just in general wrestling movies. Iron Claw
Yes.
is up there. It is. I gotta say that's my favorite.
Favorite, yeah.
There's that. There's Creed. 1 through
Creed-
3.
the first one's up there for me.
Creed.
like,
That original one.
second or
It's like a
third.
10 out of 10 movie for me. So is the
Yeah.
Iron Claw.
Yeah.
Both up there. I watched the original Rocky. Have you seen any of the Rocky movies?
Yeah, well, I've seen them all at some point because just my dad watched them all the time, but I feel like I only remember the first one. And I do remember liking it.
That's okay. And this
Is
is
this
such
your
a
hot take?
This is a huge hot take. And I'm so sorry
You're about to get canceled for
am.
this the second these words leave your mouth.
I was very underwhelmed by the first Rocky movie. I'm so sorry. It has some iconic imagery. Like the training scenes I think are great. I think the actual
my
fighting
God.
is really good.
Uh-huh.
For me, what really makes it fall apart is I don't like Rocky as like a character on like as a person on the streets. I think he's really weird. I think he like harasses his wife into marrying him in a really weird way that makes me very uncomfortable.
When you're Sylvester Stallone.
It's just I don't know.
Such a weirdo
That first
person.
one just does not work for me in a lot of ways.
I will say I watched it like before I kind of knew how crazy of a person he was.
Yeah.
So maybe that helps, but
I don't know. Someday I'll probably rewatch that, and then I also am interested in seeing the other ones.
yeah.
Specifically, I know there's one where he loses his wife, and it's like him and his son dealing with it. And I'm actually very interested to watch that one.
Yeah.
And I think Adonis Creed, is that? Oh, that actor who passed away recently.
I don't remember.
Oh, he
I
was
don't know.
in
Don't ask me
Mandalorian. Carl Weathers. I can't remember if that's him or not.
Yes.
Is that him?
Yes.
Yes, he's great.
Apollo Creed. Adonis Creed is his son. Mhm.
Apollo Creed, I liked him a lot in that first movie. I know he continues to be more involved in the later movies. I can definitely see that having me like them more.
Yeah.
But just I don't know. Rocky as a character, and I think Rocky as a character is great in Creed.
Yeah.
I think he adds the perfect amount to that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just did not work for me, and I love that it works for so many other people. Doesn't take away from that.
Yeah.
And someday I'll watch that, and maybe my mind will change. But
You know.
but I remember feeling very strongly about that, and I didn't
Yeah.
watch it all that long ago.
Yeah. Well, and I will say my hot take is probably that I like the first Creed better than the first Rocky. But I will say I do love both.
I think that's.
So.
I don't think that's a huge hot take for newer moviegoers.
Yeah.
I think I. What is it? Sorry to stumble so much. That
I don't
was
know.
crazy.
I love Michael B. Jordan, man.
Michael B. Jordan
I
said it himself
adore
whenever
him.
Rocky wasn't coming into the third one. He was like,
Mhm.
"Hey, plenty of my Creed fans have never seen Rocky, so we'll be fine."
Yeah.
And you know what?
And 3 was not bad.
Better than 2.
Was, yeah. 2 is not great, but 3 was pretty good. So.
Looking at some other ones. Nacho Libre. Are you familiar?
Yes.
The Jack Black
but, like,
movie. It's
God.
a fever dream to me as well.
Yes. I'm like, yes, but no. Like, I need to rewatch it. Same with, like, Napoleon Dynamite. I can't tell you the last
Ooh.
time I saw that movie.
I don't know if it counts.
But I need to.
Does $1 Million Baby count? Or was that was boxing?
Yeah, but
But I
that's
guess
what I'm
so is Rocky.
asking. Because, yeah, so is Rocky, so is
I was
Creed,
getting
so...
them mixed up for a very long time.
No,
but I
no,
would
but
put
that's
them in
what
the
I'm
same
saying.
category with, like,
Yeah.
ring fighting.
Yes, I agree.
$1 Million
God.
Baby was a great one.
$1 Million Baby is so good. So sad. Crazy.
And I will say, these movies, I think, balance their character work outside of the ring and, like, the cinematicness and, like, thrill of the actual in-box fighting.
Yeah.
Like, most of those do it really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Creed, Iron Claw, $1 Million Baby, almost, like, masterclass at that.
Yeah.
So how do we feel that the Smashing Machine did at it?
I will say, I don't think it was bad, and I do think I should point out that it's like a biopic, and I think that does change things as far as like drama level.
For sure.
Not always. Certainly there are many times that they have dramatized, but the person they're making a biopic about is still alive, so I think that also changes things. So maybe, they needed to be more careful of what they put in there, or maybe he was more involved, and so he made it more realistic. I don't know. But I feel like we both came to the conclusion that when him and Emily Blunt's character, his like girlfriend / wife throughout the movie, that's when it shined the brightest. I think the fights were okay. I never felt like I would have been interested to see him and his best friend fight, but that never happened.
So you can't say that it did.
But
as someone who
if that
doesn't
never
know-
happened in real life,
As
like,
someone who didn't know the story of Michael Kerr, our main
Yeah.
character,
Mhm.
I was like very much anticipating them getting to fight, and so when it didn't, I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What's the next transition here then?
Yeah, and that's just hard because, like, if it was fictional, they could have had them fight, or they could have had, like, a more $1 million baby situation, which I'm not going to say what that is, but that's, you know, also very, very different, but still very interesting. But that didn't happen, so, you know,
It's a tricky line.
you can't quite go as far to be like, well, they didn't fight, but we're gonna say that they did because it's a biopic. So then it's like, oh, your credibility's way out the window now. There's lines that you can't cross, I feel like.
For sure.
So, yeah.
I remember, like, with the Gran Turismo movie, there was a lot of conversation about when their dramatization, and about, like, especially because that was involving with someone's actual death,
Mhm.
about the use of that being disrespectful or not.
Yeah.
With here, I think with drug abuse and some of the, like, very serious topics
Mhm.
and things that they show here,
Yeah.
I could understand them being wary around changing that.
Yeah. I agree.
But I will say, I think, considering the quality of their, like, intimate relationship that Mark
Kerr and Michael Coleman.
Yes. Mark and Dawn have. And I would say
Yeah.
Cole as well.
Yeah.
I think those three have a really interesting dynamic. And whenever we're, like, sitting with those, I think that movie is clearly at its best. And I
Yeah.
even think, like, the directing of it
Mhm.
is, like, above average. But as soon as we get into the ring, like, and I would say, like, even, like, the build up to, like, getting on into the ring, I think works. But then the fighting, I think, is just kind of underwhelming.
Which is interesting because I feel like that's where you don't have to worry about crossing a line.
That's
because
where you can, like, if you can dramatize anywhere in this story, it's what that fight
Yes.
looks like.
Yes. Like, obviously you can't say, or you shouldn't say, that a fight happened when it didn't. But if a fight did happen and you're shooting that, like, do it in an interesting way and
Like-
have fun with it.
Like, you
that's
should be able to have, like, interesting angles.
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
If
Mm.
like, when I think back on the wrestling here, I feel like I just keep seeing, like, the same, like, distance shot
Mhm.
or, like, right up in his face.
Yeah.
And I
The
don't know.
fights were so quick, and I do feel like none of them really stuck out to me. Other than obviously the one where he lost, but I mean, that's just kind of inevitable because it's just different from the rest. So,
For sure. It's,
Anyways.
I don't know. It's very interesting. I feel like it just stands to notice, like, in your wrestling movie, the wrestling isn't a huge highlight.
yeah, I agree.
I think that's just very interesting.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, what are some good parts in this movie that you
Oh,
find?
the acting for sure.
Absolutely.
Obviously, The Rock and Emily Blunt, I think, are standouts. I think it's a shame that it's such a competitive year for lead actors because I do think otherwise he would be a pretty big shoo-in. I don't think he is this year. I wouldn't be, like, upset if he got in. Depends on who would not get in, though, because
very
he
fair.
got in. So we'll see. Like, I need, in my soul, I need Michael B. Jordan, Timothy Chalamet, and I feel safe saying that even though I haven't seen Marty Supreme because it's fucking Timothy Chalamet, and Leonardo DiCaprio. I need them in, and then,
There's room for others.
yeah. So, if they
That's
kick
fair.
somebody else out, we'll see. But, there's movies to go, so we'll see if that changes.
There are a
But
lot of movies to go.
Emily Blunt, though, I feel like is
Emily
a shoo-in.
Blunt, I think she has a pretty great lock-in for at least a nom. Honestly, so far, she's a win in my book for supporting actress.
Yeah. Sorry to Ariana Grande. It's okay.
I don't know,
But
you know,
Emily Blunt did great, but we'll see.
the thing was, if last year people were legitimately talking about Emily Blunt beating her for her performance in Oppenheimer, like this
Wait, what do you mean?
with, like, there were conversations about
Emily Blunt deserving it over Ariana Grande at the Oscars when she was nominated for Oppenheimer.
But they
Were
weren't.
they?
No, they weren't
No.
against
Oh
each
my gosh.
other. Yeah, that was her and who was it that year? Was it no? Because that was somebody else. I don't remember
No,
who.
because
she
Amelia
was.
Perez beat Ariana. That's crazy.
Crazy how Zoe Saldana should have won the Oscar for Avatar.
Crazy that she did. Isn't that crazy that she
Crazy
definitely
that she
won
did.
that for,
Yeah.
for that and not
So
Amelia
deserving.
Perez? But I don't know. Considering how far people were willing to stretch that performance, which
There was somebody though that I was mad at that she won over, and I forgot who it is. I kind of want to know now.
go ahead and look it up. I'll keep talking.
Okay.
But I think, in our shared opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, I think not Kitty, but her performance in Oppenheimer as Oppenheimer's wife, I think is grossly underwritten. And I would
Yeah,
say...
there's no problem with her. It's just like it there's nowhere near enough.
She has some
time.
great moments to, I think, really highlight that she is that bitch and a great actress.
Yeah.
But I think, considering you're the wife of Oppenheimer, this movie has no interest in making her an actual character.
Yeah.
Along with plenty of other female characters that they, like, try and act... That people...
Guys, Emily Blunt didn't win. I was kind of thinking it was Divine Joy Randolph. But then I was like, but no,
Right.
because she won, so it must have been a different year. No?
I know she didn't win for it, but I know people were, like, pushing for it, and I couldn't grab my head around it, because I think it's
No.
a really badly written
Oh,
female
because
role.
Danielle Brooks, that's why
That's
you
who
were
I was
probably
rooting
like,
for.
that's ridiculous. Yeah.
But
What
Divine
a
Joy Randolph,
great
good for her.
year. That was a great year for supporting actresses.
Who else were
Anyways.
the noms?
America Ferrera from Barbie. She did great. I already said the other two. And then Jodie Foster from Naya. Did you ever see that?
Yes, I did. A great movie.
Good. Such a great nom as well. So, and then, you know,
I think I watched that the night of the Oscars.
Really?
So I could, like, officially have caught up.
That's funny.
Super great, super fun. But here, a great role. I think such a well-written role.
Yeah.
She's not perfect. She's very flawed. But,
Mhm.
like, you can still see so many great qualities from her. And her great qualities and her bad qualities can both exist.
Yeah.
And,
I think, like, within that couple, they're both crazy. And they both have very valid and very invalid moments. And I noticed, I feel like with Dawn, she would often start a conversation being in the right, but then she would turn it into something ugly or uglier than it needed to be. You know, it is hard because he would be pretty harsh on her or mean to her. So then she would start that argument. But then it's just like, girl, now I can no longer defend you because you're saying, like, you're like, where, you almost died from overdose or blah, blah, blah. Like, your life sucks. And I'm like, girl, I can no longer defend you now. You're in the wrong now. Like, you went too far. I'm sorry. It's not right that he's mean to you, but, like, then don't change the subject on that. Don't let him change the subject on that. So, like, grow up, be a grown woman, and learn how to argue your point and not stray from it.
mm-hmm.
So, I mean, easier said than done, but I'm like, girl, there are things that you clearly should know not to say, and that is one of them. So,
No,
Ugh.
but I don't know. What could, I think, come off as a caricature, I think still comes off as very fun,
Yeah.
but still, I think, super grounded.
yeah.
And I think that's super impressive. And I think
Yeah,
that's
I
why
agree.
I just absolutely adore her in this role.
Oh my god, when she pulled the gun on herself, that was crazy. I got flashbacks to the roses. I'm like, but it's not funny. I'm like, no, these are real people. And it's not gonna have a funny ending like the roses, like.
No,
like,
for
oh,
sure.
Shit. They went there.
Oh, I was real
So-
nervous for a while.
Yeah.
But actually, in that same vein, because we get to see a lot of intense moments
Yeah.
from Dawn as a character.
Yeah.
Obviously she was a real person, but portrayed as a character here. I feel like I think we didn't get to see a lot of moments when Mark as a character was at his lowest. And I feel like that's a part of the reason I feel like it's keeping him from having a more secure nom.
Like, it feels like the script almost purposely writes around some of the, like, the lowest moments for this character that they talk about. They talk about how he was out drinking the night before, the no contest ruling.
Yeah, but
and
we
were
don't
concerned
see
about
that.
him, but we don't see that happen.
Yeah. I feel like it was at his best. I feel like it's because he's a man that, like, can talk ugly, but he won't necessarily get super ugly. I mean, he, like, ruins the door in that one scene. I think that's a crazy scene.
Can we talk about how that door looked out of place to begin with? Like, that needed to be an open arch anyways. He was doing everyone a favor.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just renovating. I mean, I don't know. Better the door than her
Well said.
if he's going to destroy something. So
I feel I legally need to agree with that statement.
yeah, I guess. Maybe, like, next time try to wait to go to one of those axe throwing rooms. I don't know. Or, like, demolition rooms so you can actually destroy things. Whatever. Maybe they didn't have those. They probably didn't have those things back then, actually. I don't know. Like, break paper plates or something. Anyways, it's fine. I'm moving on.
You're doing great.
Like, that's a trip. But anyways.
But then it also does go into that fact that this is, you know, a real story. And especially with how big of a moment that is in the movie, like, you have to know that that's based off of a real thing that he's reporting has happened.
Yeah. I also feel like his performance was at his best when they had the when he got illegally kicked or punched or whatever in the head over and over again, and they didn't call it, and him walking off just, like, almost like it didn't happen. He's like, okay, brush it off, just gonna get what I need to get done. Like, that shouldn't have happened. I'm gonna make sure that's ruled that way. It is interesting because I don't know, it felt like he wanted nothing more than for it to be acknowledged that it was illegal, and then they did, and throughout the fight, and then that was almost worse to him. I thought that was interesting, but I love the way he played that. It was just so calm, and it's like, you know, I just need to. He's not even mad. He's just like, I just need to explain it. So, he was never ugly to his opponents. Even when he saw that guy later, he was like, it is what it is. You're bleeding? Like, let me see it. Oh, 4 stitches? Cool, I did that. And it was just, like, fun for him.
And I feel, I'm not saying that can't be real or authentic.
Yeah.
I think it's always interesting to have biopics either with the person involved or with, like with the Whitney Houston movie, like, the foundation.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Like, the foundation of the Whitney Houston movie was funding that movie.
Yeah.
So it's, like, similar to Elvis versus Priscilla for me.
Okay.
Did you watch both of those?
Yes. Yeah.
I think I love Priscilla a lot more as a
I do
movie.
love
It's one of my
Priscilla.
favorite movies of that year. And I hated Elvis for various reasons.
And I liked Elvis. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. But I did love Priscilla.
I would use the term hate. Love that so many people
okay.
vibed with it.
It's okay. It happens.
But I love that element that I don't think you get to see in some of these biopics, where it's like showing a different side to a character that is just like, it's real. You know that this happened.
Yeah.
And like allowing your actor to like truly just be a bad person sometimes.
Yeah.
I think we see that from Dawn here. I think then that raises the interesting question, did like the real Dawn, if she's still around, did she get an input on that? How does she feel about this movie? I don't know if she's around, if she's involved, or even if she's still alive. I hope she is. I hope she's doing swell if she is alive.
Yeah.
But I do think it's interesting, the clear person that we know is involved does look really great throughout this entire movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's just something to note. I don't think you can immediately judge his character, nor do I think we should.
Yeah, and maybe that's the way he was. I don't know.
Just an interesting note, I think, in the conversation.
Yeah.
I also wanted to talk about Ryan Bader's performance as Mark Coleman.
That was his first actual, like, film role. Because I looked and he had 3 credits, but 2 of them were, like a WWE or something, like, not movie or whatever, you know, where he's acting like a different person. So, I thought he did, like, knowing that, I thought he did good. I was
No.
impressed, and I would love to see him in other things.
I'm gonna say I fear, but watching it the first time without having that be verbally said to me, that is something I did kind of think the entire movie.
Okay.
I think he still did a solid job. I think with that being your debut, I think that is a solid debut.
Yeah.
I maybe not the most professional statement to say, but I kept like looking at his ears. Like those are fighters' ears because they're like all like puffed on the
everybody's
inside.
everybody's ears were like that. It was
Wild to me.
crazy.
It's oh.
I wonder like why that. I mean, obviously it's because you keep getting punched, but like why does that swell up and not necessarily other places? Like those ears
why
like
does that
stay
stay?
swelled
That's
up.
interesting. No, I completely agree.
It's almost like a scar, but I don't know. Yeah, we saw a lot of fighters. I noticed that too. I was like, this is like, ow! It looks like it hurts. Like I kind of hate watching this right now. But-
For him specifically in his debut film as an actor, what is a standout for? Like a standout part for him?
I don't know.
I have mine. Could I say mine first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mine is whenever he meets Mark in the hospital. And he's like, "Hey, how you doing, buddy? What's happening?
Yeah.
Hey, can we stop pretending you didn't overdose?" He says it obviously a lot smoother than that.
Yeah.
But I love that scene. I think that's like, like if I were to point at like anything of like, hey, you should like explore doing this more. Like that scene, I think has a lot to like kind of look at his like strengths as an actor going forward.
Yeah.
And I would look at like trying to like find the strengths here and find ways to use that in other scenes because I think that's a really strong scene for him.
Yeah, and I love how calm he was in that scene and how him and Dawn kind of bounced off of each other. Like, obviously, it hits harder for her for multiple reasons, but I feel like one of the biggest is just, one, because she knew something, like things were going on, but then now it's a horrible situation. And two, because she's the one who found him. He's not. He sees him when he seems fine in the hospital, but he knows he's not. So he can have that kind of calmer mind. He's able to have that calmer mind of like, I may not have seen this, so I'm maybe not like freaking out right now, but I know this happened. I know this needs to not happen again. Like, we need to talk about it, basically. So, yeah. And I also feel like maybe he knows his friend enough to know that maybe he'll respond to that calmness better than like freaking out like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened. You're like, oh my god, like stop stressing me out, versus if someone confronts him like, hey, like I love you, like let's talk about this. So I don't know, I thought that was interesting.
For sure.
So-
I think that scene overall is a huge highlight, I think, to both of those actors.
Yeah.
I think it's a really great scene. Next, I wanted to talk about the script. Because I feel like I would actually say... I would say it's like Emily Blunt, the script, and then Dwayne for like the really great things in this movie.
I agree.
I think the script is really cool. I
Yeah.
wish...
The directing elevated it.
Oh, the
Would you
directing is a
say-
whole other thing.
Yeah,
But as far-
I wish that directing elevated what I think how great the script was.
I agree. I completely agree. But as far as the script, I will say, like I said, I feel like it purposely cuts around us being able to see some of those like
Yeah.
really low points for Mark. I wish we were able to see a little bit more of that. I don't think we needed to see anything crazy, but like we don't see him pass out.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a huge like
We see
memorable
Dawn at
scene.
her worst, and we don't see him at his
Yeah,
worst. We
that's my-
hear him at his worst,
I
or hear of him.
That's a
but-
great way of putting it. I feel like we get to see a lot more from Emily Blunt's performance than
Yeah.
we get to see from Dwayne, simply because we see those low points
Yeah.
very brutally.
Because then, like, her in the bathroom, like, that's what she would win an Oscar for if she were to win.
Mhm.
So, like, that was crazy.
For sure. But one part of the script I specifically really liked was the bowl that he got from Japan.
Yeah.
Because I know about that art and the idea that, like, you know, when a pot
breaks in their country, they have this like tradition where they fix it with like gold plating, and the idea is that like the brokenness kind of is beauty because it's history, and they like talk about that. And I really loved the analogy when it does get broken and she fixes it, and they talk about that fact that I already knew and I love.
Yeah.
And like attributing that directly to like their relationship. I think that's really beautiful and a really great, you know.
Yeah.
It speaks to a lot of the heart that really works in this film.
Oh my god, but like I gasped when she picked up that bowl because I knew she was gonna throw it. I was like, no, like it actually got me. I was like, no, wait.
After in the similar vein, after we watched this movie, I saw a review on Letterboxd that was like, "Get you a girl who loves color," because of the band, like the piece of fabric he takes with him when he buys the bowl.
Yeah.
Such a weird. My girl likes color.
My girl likes color. What the fuck?
She's not colorblind.
Like, who fucking doesn't like color? My god. Wednesday Addams, like.
Maybe. So if we had to officially pitch this movie for awards, what categories would we push?
I mean, right now, for sure, Emily Blunt. I would say right now I would still be okay with Dwayne Johnson.
I think at least for a nom.
Yeah. We'll see if that changes. You know, we've got some ways to go. Script.
Script is up there. That would be, I think, an original screenplay. I think we've had a lot of great original screenplays.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't be mad about that being on a short list. I'd have to kind of look at the list to see if I would want it in the main noms. Not song, not score.
Oh, we completely missed a huge one that I think it actually has a pretty decent shot at, and that's hair and makeup.
Yeah.
I think, because
Yeah.
Dwayne does not look like Dwayne for a decent amount of this movie. And even
Oh
when he,
my
like,
God.
does the haircut thing,
Yeah.
like,
He still does
whatever they
it.
did to his face, like, it's still, like, that's not the Dwayne I see in every other Dwayne Johnson movie.
Yeah, I totally agree. Even his body, like, it just looks different. It still looks strong and powerful, but it looks less, like, defined and toned. So, props to them. Like, whatever combination of him doing his thing to alter his body plus, like, prosthetics or hair and makeup, whatever. I totally agree. I think, Dawn's hair and makeup was very unique for her. Like, the nails were such a standout for me. I was like, I hate those nails, but they're so, like,
Her.
yeah, I agree. They're so chunky, but that fits her. So, and that I think fits the time. So,
No, I
Yeah, I
actually
agree.
think that one's a pretty strong. I would not be surprised if they for sure get a nom there in
Yeah.
some awards circuits.
I agree.
Well, alrighty. Have you looked at the reception for this movie at all?
The only thing I saw was that the critics score and I think the audience score were in the 70s. Audience score was a little higher, so it might have been low 80s, but I think
If you
both
had
were
to
in
give
70s.
A guess or a estimated guess now.
71 for critics and 76 for audience.
You were one off on both of those. It is 72 for critics, 77 for audience.
And what do you
Honestly, I think that's fair.
think? I think that's very fair. That's
Yeah.
right where around where my score is.
Yeah.
What do you think IMDb is?
Oh. IMDb is such an interesting world. 7.1.
It is 6.9.
I was about to say 6.8. I should have said it. Anyways, it's okay.
Let me look. I updated the movie tracking today.
Does it have a cinema score too? I can look at that.
It does. Smashing Machine made
B
a
minus.
B minus.
Not that
I
great.
feel like I would have guessed it would have
I
at
think
least
that's
gotten
little,
a B.
Yeah, I think that's a little harsh. I would have given it a B or B plus. Personally.
But that being said, the current box office for the Smashing Machine, and I haven't seen it being released internationally yet, so this is only domestically, but it has made 6 million, and that's it.
That's pretty bad. What's the budget for it?
The budget for it came in at 10,007
10 million?
10 million
Okay.
and 700,000.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty low budget, so that's good. I will say I hope it releases internationally because a lot of this movie takes place internationally. So I would hope that pulls some.
No. Wait, did I read the wrong one? I think I read the wrong one.
Oh my
I
gosh.
definitely read the wrong one. It is actually 50 million.
The budget's 50 million?
Budget is 50 million.
Ooh, that's pretty bad.
That's...
Oh no.
Where do you, if you had to guess, where do you think all that money went? Because I will say, I mean...
Wherever they filmed, I guess. If they filmed other places.
I'm going to guess Emily Blunt is a pretty big ticket. Honestly, Emily and Dwayne are probably pretty big
Yeah, probably some paychecks there. And then just the settings for each fight. Their home. The amount it takes some of those destruction scenes would take. Yeah, probably the sets, I would say.
Sure.
The sets and the paychecks.
If you
And
had,
potentially prosthetics, too.
yeah.
However, if they used any, like, on his body, I would, yeah.
That being said, we are currently at 6 million. What do you think the end box office is going to be for the Smashing
Ooh.
Machine?
Oh my god, that's so bad. It needs to release internationally. I wish it did because I feel like that would give us a real...
It's a little brutal right now.
Yeah,
I'm
a
curious
real
why it's delayed
guess?
so much.
I don't
Maybe
know.
because it actually has some Japanese, like substance there with it being a fight internationally.
Yeah.
Maybe they're waiting for a better time specifically because of that.
Yeah. I don't know.
If I had to even just guesstimate, I fear this is going to be pretty low because even as an American wrestler,
I mean,
that
that's
just
so
didn't
bad.
get a lot of traction at all. I'm going to guess...
And it got like a wide release because it came to us, so...
I'm going to
like-
say 35 million is my guess.
Oh. I don't even know. Like, if it doesn't... Really, I need to, like, know international to actually give a guess. I feel like right now... Because maybe, because international can pull through when it wants to.
And I think his movies have done pretty good overseas.
Yeah.
So there's some potential for it to continue to move there, but I don't know. I don't know if this is a movie that fits with any of his other, like, with the rest of his brand. So I don't even know if we can rely on that.
I don't know. What'd you say, 36?
I said 35.
I'll say 30.
30 was what I was thinking originally, so I was
Yeah.
being a little hopeful, but
You know, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope international pulls through, but I just don't know. I just
I'm
don't
very
know.
interested to see how those international numbers pull.
Yeah.
My last talking point is that this was the first movie on our winter movie draft.
Yes.
You picked The Smashing Machine with all of your points combined.
0 on the
On
box
box
office.
office.
I can tell you that right now.
So
Ugh.
you are
That's
currently at 53 points.
I mean, it didn't get bad reception.
Well,
I mean, it's okay.
compared to
I
some
feel
of...
like Cinema Score is disappointing and not really reflected. Cinema Score's been acting up lately, so because I feel like it used to be a big deal, and they've had a couple like hot takes recently where I feel like now people are starting to not really like them.
It is weird.
So that's disappointing.
I will say that is pretty low. Like, that's, I think,
Yeah.
the third lowest if it was added with our last picks.
Yeah. Well, and it's just not gonna get.
It's lower than Megan 2.
Ugh. Yeah, and it's just not gonna get that much higher.
Mm-mm.
Like, it's not gonna get higher.
Yeah.
So unless something crazy happens with box office, but I
This
don't
next
see that.
weekend, our picks, I know I'm getting Tron Ares,
Yeah.
and then you are getting Oh, you didn't get Roof Man.
No, I thought about getting Roof Man. It was my next pick.
So I get Tron Ares this weekend. So I feel like I might have the reverse thing where the scores are going to be really low, but the box office might be able to salvage it. I don't know. I'm very curious to see how it goes, but 53 is the score to beat. I don't know if Tron is the one to do it.
I really don't, because the scores are low for that. And I feel like box office hasn't been crazy for those movies either.
That being
But they
said,
have
I
such, like,
fear
a
we are in like the Cocomelon era of general audience, where it's like, ooh, pretty colors.
That's why I'm like, I don't know, man. The critics didn't like it, but I'm like, the visuals have sold a lot of people for different movies, so we'll see.
We'll see.
But also, Jared Leto. Like, Jared Leto was just such a mistake for that movie.
For sure. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm curious to see if it'll be yours. I fear I'm so curious. I could not
really-
tell you either which way.
No, me neither.
So. But we will get to talk about that in a week.
Yeah.
So that is going to wrap up our conversation on the Smashing Machine. Let us know what you thought of it, and I don't know. Do you think it's gonna perform better box office and reception than Ares? Tron Ares.
6 million is just like astounding
That
to
is
me.
so low.
Ooh, I mean, we were like almost the only ones in the theater, I will say.
That is true. I don't know, but I feel like it was advertised a pretty decent amount. It's not like some of
Yeah.
these other ones where it's like, okay, well, if like there's that 2.5 rule, but like, you know, I've not seen some of these movies like at all before I went out to
Yeah.
go see it. I've seen this one pretty regularly.
Well, and it was getting like Oscar buzz, so like
If
that's
it
pretty
gets
crazy.
into the Oscars race, I think it'll like then it's fine.
Maybe pick up.
If it doesn't get noms,
Yeah.
but I think Emily Blunt is gonna pull through here.
Yeah, I agree.
And that is going to be it for us today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please, if you've made it this far and you've enjoyed our conversation, please leave a like. Wouldn't hurt. I am your host, Luke.
And I'm your other host, Alicia.
And thank you so much for watching Not So Straight Nerds.
Goodbye.